Hey, everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel for this happy podcast. I'm your host, Matt Palmer, with John Grosso and Paul Jarzembowski. Welcome, fellas.
It's good to be here.
It's good to be here, but the stakes feel a lot higher now. I have to I'm watching my camera angle. I'm trying to stay not fidgety. Hi, everybody.
Hey, so welcome to the channel. So one of the cool things that we've got with this group is that one of our members, Paul, visited Walt Disney World on a one-day trip with his wife last week, and he got to visit Space 220. So we want to get right into it. Paul, you're one of the very first people in the world to experience Space 220.
And we're not jealous at all.
Nope,
Right.
understood.
I am completely and utterly jealous, Paul. So tell me how you got the reservations, how this all came about.
So it's actually a wonderful happenstance story for us. First of all, Space 220 is a new restaurant that's in the Mission Space. It's adjacent to the Mission Space ride at Epcot, and it's designed to be like you're in a space station 220 miles above the Earth, and you're eating in the space station, of course. So it's a table service restaurant. You look out, I kind of look at it like it's like the outer space version of the Coral Reef restaurant. So instead of looking at seafood and fish, you're looking at astronauts and space.
Because you're not eating the astronauts then.
You're not eating the astronauts though, no, but you are eating some astronaut food. So that's pretty cool. So it was a happenstance experience. We got in, we were just after park opening, but the line had stretched all the way back over and around by Test Track. So the line to just get there. Now, just to let you know, this week, it was walk-up reservations that you could get, and then you would get like what I call a virtual queue experience of the reservation. You could come back when it was your time. And so we actually stood in line for a while, and I have to credit my wife while she was standing in line, I was actually still getting talking to the ticket person with my annual pass. So she rushed ahead to the line. And thank God we were next in line to this couple who had actually been in line even earlier, had gotten a lunch reservation, but they actually wanted to switch it because they saw the menu for dinner, and they were standing back in the line so that they could switch it. And so by the time that we got up to the front, they had gotten really late in their reservations. We had to, it was like a 7:45 p.m. dinner reservation that they had available. And we had to leave the park actually because we were got on a flight. We had to leave the park by 7 o'clock, so we couldn't do that. So the couple behind us said, "Hey, we'd like to actually take that 7:45, and then can we give our 2:45 to this couple that's right next to us?" And they said, and Disney, in their wonderful pixie dust way, was able to switch the reservation. So we ended up with that reservation. If we were in the park all day, we would have taken the 7:45, but that couple needed to get rid of their 2:45, so we were happy to take it. And so we were like, sure, we would be happy to. So both couples, we went to the desk. They did the switcheroo thing in the computer, and they said, "You're all set to go. Come back at 2:45."
So they said bippity boppity boo, and you were taken care of.
It was, yeah. So, but I also know that my experience is very unique. It's not the experience that probably people will have next week, and it even isn't the experience that someone would have today. So it was a very neat. It was really a kismet moment of just being able to just be there on that right time, that right day.
So you show up at the park, you get the tickets, or you get this reservation, this time. Where do you go, and how does it all proceed from there?
So when it's your time for your reservation, or you go back to the counter, which is just to the right of the entrance of Mission Space, and they have a little alcove there where you check in, and then they say head on back. So you head to the back around to the back side of Mission Space. There's a little waiting room there on inside, and they say please wait here. They give you a boarding pass, and then they call you up and say you're going to be next to ride the elevator to the space station 220 miles above the Earth. So they get you all excited. And then it's your turn to ride it's called, it's a space elevator, or they're calling it the Stellarvator.
I love it.
So you get, in this era of all digital, you get a physical copy of your reservation ticket?
It's like a little laminated boarding pass thing, but you don't get to keep it actually, because you go up and you give it, and that's basically, you give that to the next person when you get up there, and then they exchange that for menus and they take you to your, to your seat.
Wait, so hang on. I have 3 questions here. It's a space elevator, so you didn't mention TSA. Is there no TSA? There's none. Unbelievable.
No security check whatsoever?
No security check to go into space. I mean,
that's amazing. And another, pardon my ignorance here, but I would have expected a space elevator to be quite the project and something that we would be able to see from multiple points on Earth. Seems to just sort of fade up into the distance above the mission space pavilion. How is that possible?
It's Disney magic.
It is true.
It is true Disney magic. I don't know how they do it, but let the mind just sift away there. There's an elevator.
Do you feel anything, Paul? Like, honestly, I'm joking. I'm so jealous. Do you feel anything going up in the elevator?
I don't know. I'm actually not sure if it goes up 1 flight, 2 flight, or if it doesn't go up at all. I'm not entirely sure what the real behind the scenes thing is, but it does rock. The thing does rock, like you're, in an elevator, it kind of rocks side to side a little bit, not horribly, but enough to make you feel like you're moving. There's a little vibration on the floor. And then you look down into the center and you see you see yourself going farther and farther away from Epcot and from Florida, and you look up and there's another screen above you and you see yourself getting closer and closer to the space station.
Awesome.
So what's the feeling like when you walk in there and you see the seating area and all that? What's it like visually when you hit that?
Very, I mean, right when we're here this first week, everything is so new. So how when you fresh paint, I'd even like to say even fresh rubber, and the rubber on the floor. And so it smells like you would expect a freshly painted, freshly rubberized floor space station to smell like. It's got that cool lighting. And the one thing that caught me throughout the entire time I was there was the mood music. It was I call it like a space day spa kind of music. It's kind of, low tones, like you would be getting a massage or something like that. It's really relaxing, really calming, but has that spacey element to it, to kind of set the mood. And it's not overpowering, but it's just kind of, as I said, it's like a space day spa type soundtrack that's playing underneath when you're up there. But when you walk in and you see, the first thing you see is the windows that look out over Earth that you've just gone above. So you're looking straight over Florida and over the rest of North America, what it would look like if you were 220 miles above the surface of the Earth. And the rest, of course, is the blackness of space with some stars. And then every now and then some astronauts come by through the window. And so you're mesmerized by that experience before you even get to your table.
That's awesome.
You also saw some lightsaber dueling action, is that right?
Yeah. There was some of the astronauts do all kinds of things. They're building things. They're doing somersaults, and there were 2 that just pulled out some lightsabers and were just hitting each other with lightsabers as they twirled through the sky. It was kind of fun.
That's awesome. Oh man! All right, so the burning question for me, the Italian of the group. How was the food?
It is solid food. It is solid food. That's a good solid. The other option,
I guess you have to specify, because you are in space.
You are in space. So here's the thing. It is actually solid food, but it's a solid meal. I would say the food we had was good. I would classify this as I think that it's definitely a good. So we had we had the Centauri. I love the names of these things. The Centauri Caesar salad. It was a good Caesar salad. Maybe not the best I've ever had, not the worst I've ever had. It was a solid Caesar salad. It was probably the most non-unique thing on the menu, perhaps. It was a Caesar salad. My wife had the Big Bang burrata, which is a mozzarella, which is artichokes, arugula, drizzled with some other stuff in there, and is incredibly tasty. And we do look through some of the allergy-free menu. My wife has, and I have different allergies and stuff like that. So we always ask, and they are very accommodating. One thing about Disney dining is they are very accommodating. So even the manager came out to actually say, "I hear you have an allergy. Can I assist you?" And so it was very nice.
Wow, good service.
They had very good service. And then I had the roasted free range chicken. Again, not necessarily the most unique name or even the unique dish, but it was a good chicken dish. Like, it was just a solid, good dish. Sarah had the flat iron steak, which had space rub on it. If you don't like it, tasted a little peppery. So if you don't want the pepper taste, ask them not to put space rub on it. I
Just more
assume
on the Texas side.
space rub could be on the side or something.
So a lot of discussion online about the price of Space 220, both at lunch and dinner, and I think we talked about it on our podcast last week. Is it worth it? And would you go back again soon?
So I would say, and this is an honest opinion, and because you're going to get, so I'm going to say for lunch, it is definitely worth it. I think so it's $55 for lunch and about $80 for dinner. Now with dinner, you do get dessert is included. But many of the meal options are the same, like it's the same appetizers. And I think they flip out maybe 3 or 4 dishes for dinner. So they might be, and I've heard the steak on the dinner menu is a slightly higher grade than the flat iron on the lunch menu. I've heard that. We haven't tried the dinner one, but I would argue that I think that for lunch, it was good. I think that's it was solid for that, because you got your meal, you got your appetizer, you got a non-alcoholic drink with your meal. So that was, you got all that. So I would say it's worth it I'm not sure if I would go back for dinner. I would definitely go back for lunch. So if that kind of gives you a sense as to what it's worth lunch pricing. I'm not sure yet if I would be willing to sacrifice that for dinner. However, they do have a lounge, which is a la carte, which basically you can order drinks and some bar food. And that you can just order a drink, or you can order a drink and a snack. And that is space is available. So if people can't get in, my recommendation is go and check and see if there's room at the lounge bar. You can experience the space elevator. You can look out onto the restaurant, experience that day spa, space music. And you can get the whole experience. You don't get all the menu options for dinner, but who knows, maybe that'll change one day, but for now you are limited with what you can get. So I would recommend that as well.
Awesome. So in case anybody missed it, make sure you check out Paul's sneak preview of Ratatouille, Remy's Adventure at Epcot as well. That's on our YouTube channel. He and his wife Sarah went down and visited about a week or 2 ago. So Paul's been able to share some insights on this channel, and he's going to be sharing some insights on our podcast. So make sure you subscribe, click like, share with your friends, and we'll talk to you again real soon, guys. All right.
Bye.
Bye now.